But this is your girl Tonetta. I am back with a video tonight. This video, of course, is part of my Building a Life You Can Only Imagine series. And this video is talking about how I fixed my stutter back in the day. A lot of y'all probably had no idea that I even stuttered at all. Sometimes you still hear it in some videos and stuff like that I do now. But like I said, I really had to work on this back in college. So like I said, I'll share in this video what I did that helped, and that's still helping to this day. Like I said, here on this channel, of course, it's Tonetta Clay. That's the name of the channel. I help women, of course, speak their truth, be who they are, and of course, build the life that they can only imagine as well, right alongside me. So, like I said, let's go ahead and get into this. I used to stutter from grade school all the way until college, y'all. Meaning that I couldn't enunciate some words. I couldn't. I mean, I could get some words out. I put it that way, but some words I just couldn't enunciate well, couldn't pronounce them well. I had the all that kind of stuff going on. And like I said, it definitely took me a while to, of course, to work through that. Of course, it was definitely embarrassing. I was shameful about it and all those types of things. I was bullied about it, made fun of, all those types of things as well. But like I said, definitely all those things that I went through with that actually, of course, it shaped who I am, especially when it came to my speech. Of course, in school, trying to, of course, do presentations and that kind of thing, very nervous. Didn't want to get up in front of the class because I knew I was going to stutter and folks were going to make fun of me. And of course, the things I heard was stuff like people who stutter lie all the time, people who stutter are dumb, they're not smart, just all those types of things. You can't trust folks who stutter. And like I said, all those kind of things. That was definitely hurtful. But like I said, I at some point I had to, like I said, to fix that. Like I said, it wasn't, I mean, yes, it was because of all the people around me and that kind of thing, but I wanted to make sure that I was able to be understood as well. It's very frustrating not to be understood. Very frustrating, especially if you have a lisp or a stutter or you talk too fast like I do too. Like I said, you definitely understand how it feels to not be understood by people. And I constantly be asked, what did you say? Can you repeat that every single time you talked? And like I said, that's what I went through a lot. I hated that. And back in grade school, I remember they used to give me like these headphones to go home with. We had cassette tapes back in the day, y'all. And of course, the cassette tapes had people just like talking, like telling stories on it, whoever they were telling stories, so that I can hear the words that were being spoken. And of course, try to enunciate the words as well. Of course, we had books to go along with it and that kind of thing too. But I was given that to help. And thank you. Is it Justice, Silly Fox, Coven, and Urban? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate that. And I hope that y'all can hear me now. Because it's the second time I'm doing this video. So hopefully y'all can. Good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that y'all can hear me. But I'm talking about how I used to stutter really badly, y'all. And when I talk about stuttering, the blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, and couldn't enunciate some words and all this kind of stuff going on. But like I said, I had to change that, y'all. After years and years and years of being made fun of, feeling ashamed about it and that kind of thing, I had to, of course, like I said, to get things together for me. Because it is horrible not being understood by people and constantly being asked, what did you say? I can't understand, and all these types of things. And like I said, one thing I know when I had a dream when I was about 10 years old. And thank you for letting me know, Coven, that you can hear me. Thank you. And like I said, one thing I had this dream when I was 10 years old that I was standing in front of in back of a pulpit, talking to a room full of people, men and women that were looked like they were praising me or clapping their hands, excited about what I was saying. Some were crying, all this kind of stuff. I couldn't hear anything in the dream, but I knew that at some point in my life I was going to be speaking, talking, whether it's talking on these videos, speaking on stages, speaking somewhere. I put it that way. Like I said, that was always in the back of my mind. Always. And like I said, that was is half and half. It was part of that dream and part of, like I said, all the folks around me making fun of me or can't understand what I'm saying, all those types of things. And I just got sick and tired of all that. Like I said, by the time I got to college, I was still stuttering. It wasn't as bad, but it was definitely still bad. It was definitely still bad, y'all. And like I said, that was something that I had to realize that I had to work on. Definitely something that I had to work on, y'all. And I was like, okay, this is gonna have to change. So what I did was, like I said, I had my own apartment, that kind of thing. This was like after I got divorced and all that. So it was like I said, definitely. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm trying to see, was it after that? No, I'm sorry, it was before that. It was before that, before the divorce and all those types of things. But like I said, definitely, what I used to do was I had two cats, Smokey and Morris. They're gone now. Rest in peace, kitty kitties. But like I said, I set them on the bed, and I also put my teddy bears on the bed. That was my audience to read to. I found books, I found magazines. Even if I read them things 5 and 6 times in a row, I read those things to the cats and my fake audience of those teddy bears. Learn how to go slow, slow myself down, to enunciate the words, and to, of course, like I said, to get through those things. It took me about a year or so, and like I said, definitely trying to do all that. And like I said, I was determined to, of course, like I said, to fix my speech. We couldn't afford a speech therapist and that kind of thing when I was growing up. I had no idea what a speech therapist was anyway until I got mostly almost out of college. I had no idea that those kind of things even existed, actually. But like I said, that's what I did to help fix my speech. Yes, I still, of course, stutter from time to time now. Yes, I still do. I still talk fast, as y'all probably can tell that too. But like I said, I definitely worked on a lot of the stuttering and enunciating the words so that people can at least understand me and that I can do presentations and all those types of things. Because of course in college you can't just sit up there and, well, you can't write papers, but majority of the time they wanted you to do a verbal presentation about the paper or whatever your topic was. So like I said, definitely that definitely helped. And thank you. Is it Tommy and Aaliyah? Thank you for tuning in as well. No, I don't have any kids. I have god kids and a stepchild, but I don't have kids of my own. No, that's why I used my cats back in the day. I'm almost 50, so this was back when I was like in early 20s actually. Probably 20, I don't know, early 20s, late teens, early 20s. And there was no cell phones, there was none of that stuff back then. No Facebook, no YouTube, no anything like that at all, to my knowledge. But like I said, I had to use my cat audience and my teddy bears, like I said, to of course to get through that. And like I said, definitely I'm proud of myself for doing those things. It definitely took dedication, it took work, and it took a lot of practice. Every single day I did that. Like I said, I was definitely determined, at least an hour a day. In the evening before bed, I was reading to my cats and to those teddy bears. I wanted to make sure I got my speech in order. Like I said, that dream had never left me. I knew I was going to be speaking in front of somebody. Even if it's on this YouTube video or wherever it's at, I was going to be speaking to somebody on somebody's stage somewhere. And the stage, I'm sure, is probably still coming. But like I said, definitely I was going to speak somewhere. That really, really helped me back then. And y'all see me on these videos. I have probably 1,000 videos on this channel. And the reason why I've been doing so many videos and keep doing videos, I had stopped for a while, that kind of thing too, over the years or whatnot. Life is happening, that kind of stuff. But I'm just now getting back into it this past month, and or month and a half, I guess. And one thing I can say, that these videos have definitely helped me speak and answer questions and try to stay on topic and that kind of thing too. I started doing live video back in 2000, like the fall 2017, with this group called Live Masters that was over on Facebook. I don't think they're in existence anymore, but like I said, I definitely started there. And I started telling my story back then too. First, it was just answering just random questions that the moderator would of course post, like what's your favorite color, or talk about the food you made, or like generic stuff. But then I, of course, like I said, started doing my own videos to talk about, like I said, my story, what was going on, what I went through, trying to help others transform and that kind of thing as well. And let them know that it's okay to have hard times, that it's okay to, of course, stutter and for folks not to understand you. And it's okay to, of course, fix those things whenever you get a chance to do so. And whenever you, of course, get the will to do so. Because nobody should be able to hold you back from speaking or doing anything like that. But sometimes I know with my own self, sometimes I held my own self back because I was so nervous and scared to do it. Because I didn't want to stutter and mess up. And I hope y'all hear in this video that it's okay to, of course, to have a stutter, to have a lisp, whatever it is. Do whatever you need to do to, of course, to fix your speech if that's what you want to do. Like I said, that was something that I chose to do because I was tired of it. Not just the people, but I know that dream still exists. That I was going to speak in front of somebody at some point in my life. And I knew that, like I said, I didn't get that dream just for nothing. That dream to me was going to come to fruition at some point. I have not been in front of a well, I guess I have been in front of a pulpit speaking. I guess at school and stuff like that, but not like a big giant crowd or audience yet. No, I haven't, except for those social media audiences. And I know that it's coming. I'm pretty sure. And like I said, I had to get my speech together. And like I said, these videos are part of helping my speech as well. Helping me, like I said, of course, stay on topic. Helping me, of course, to still kind of slow down as much as I can so you all can understand what I'm saying as well. To help me, of course, like I said, to get my thoughts together while I'm on the video and to, of course, have a message at the end. And like I said, definitely the main thing, though, was talking to the cats and, of course, to the teddy bears. Like I said, that's what it helped almost 95% get rid of my stutter and my speech impediment. These videos, they help as well. And I'm going to keep doing them until I can't do them no more. I'll put it that way. But like I said, they definitely help as well. I even have my podcast, The Black Girl Who Reads. I, of course, read books, what is it called? Copyright free books on there as well. Some of that's all those things are here on this on my YouTube channel as well. You can check out the videos. I read the Scrooge. What is it called? Lord, I guess whatever his name is. I guess it's Scrooge. It was the Christmas story. Then I read, of course, I'm still in the process of reading The Blue Castle. So if y'all want to check it out, check it out. Like I said, all those podcast episodes are on this YouTube channel too. Like I said, I'm definitely trying to improve as much as I can and continue in the process besides just reading to those cats, reading to my teddy bears and getting my speech in order as much as I did back then. I'm still continuing the process. I'm not giving up. Like I said, at some point I will speak on somebody's stage. I know that. And whether I stutter at that time or talk too fast at that time, that is okay. That's going to, I'm pretty sure, continue to happen. I don't know if you can be 100% cured from speech impediments. I have no idea. But like I said, I definitely try my best every single day. And like I said, I have not given up. And like I said, I hope that y'all hear in this video that it's okay to, of course, have things like that going on in your life. Just don't give up if you wanted to change it. And just know that it is light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't see it at first growing up, but I see it now. And I saw it back in college. That's why I started working on it. I'm like, I can do this. So like I said, I hope that this message just inspires somebody today to not, whether you have a speech impediment or not, something else, some other goal that you may have that you're trying to work towards or a habit that you want to stop. I hope this helps you, of course, motivate you or at least give you that inspiration that you can do it too, just like I did. It may not be 100% perfect. Nothing in this life is perfect. But at least you can get at least 85 or 75% better. That's all I was looking for when I started reading to those cats. But of course, like I said, it improved maybe like 95% because I barely stutter now. But when I get excited, I do, but I barely stutter now. And sometimes I do get tripped up on words sometimes. It still happens every once in a while. It's not every day. It's not every single time I speak like it used to be. So like I said, y'all, I hope that that this video has inspired you. If you have a habit or a speech impediment or something like that that you're trying to improve on, just know that it can be done. It just takes practice. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna get my butt off here. I want to say, if you like the message today, make sure that you, of course, subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell to receive all the videos that I upload from this point here on out. And again, this is your girl Tonetta Clay, y'all. Like I said, I help women speak their truth on this channel, be who they are, and build the life that they can only imagine, just like I'm doing right alongside me. So with that, y'all, peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.